Hello Gemini, thank you for joining me. Sandra here from Wolf Moon Tarot. This is your weekly reading from the 10th to the 16th of May 2021 or thereabouts. I've pre-shuffled the cards to get your energy into the cards, Gemini. It is a general reading, so it won't resonate with absolutely everybody in the fullest sense of the word, but it certainly will with some. But take what resonates with you and then leave the rest behind. Just quickly to say that right at the beginning of this particular time period, it's we've got what's called the dark moon, and it's that brief period just before the new moon starts to peek through. So at the beginning of this period, it's very much about resting and letting go as much as possible. As the new moon creeps in midweek, very glimmers of the new moon. This is about time of quiet creativity, germination of ideas perhaps. So, you know, that's it for through that first week of this new moon. All right, so let's see how that interconnects with your reading at this time, Gemini. And of course, as the new moon peeks through, it's actually in your sign, Gemini, so you know, very much about the mind, thinking creativity, starting to think creatively. Can't speak. All right, so I'll just do a final shuffle of the Moonology cards for you, Gemini, and get going with your reading. And final shuffle of the Oracle of Visions. Alright, so first of all, we have the new moon in Aries. And this is saying it's time to take action. So there you go. After everything I've been talking about, but of course the message is it's something to do with your personal situation, Gemini, that the time is coming to take action. All right, so let's see where that's going now. Right, we've got number 36. This has come through for the few of the readings. And this talks about entrapment, limitations, restrictions, complications. So yeah, as you can see with the angel here, feeling almost like they're on an altar, a religious altar, but very, very constricted, tied up, bound, if you like, held back in some way. We've got the sword here, which reflects your sign of the sword in Gemini, to do with the mind. All right, so let's see where this is going then, and that's perhaps why the new moon in Aries is saying it's time to take action now. So let's see where this is going, because of course this is not a situation that you want to be in for very long, feeling constricted. Now, final shuffle of the Tarot of Dreams. And we have the heart of your reading, and your energy, Gemini. What's on your mind at the moment? The root of the matter, past influences, the future going forward, and then something else that your energies would like to say to you. And at the bottom of the deck we have the Five of Wands, and this is about disagreements, arguments, conflict, differing points of view, different perspectives. All right, so let's see where that's going. I'll just put that to one side. And final shuffle of the Light Seers Tarot, which we can add on top of the cards on the table to add a little bit of depth and clarity to your reading, Gemini. Right, we have the Five of Swords here now, and this is a very competitive energy. This is when there's been egos involved here, And, you know, this sort of links in here with the Five of Wands. As we've got two fives, which are the challenging number, a number of a challenge, but of also leading to change. So there's been some form of conflict, disagreements, differing perspective. But here you can see it's led to a rift. It's led to a rift of some sort, some form of a separation. Perhaps somebody feeling victorious, but at a cost. Of the walking wounded, and I always feel with this card it's signifying it's coming to a time of having to leave the battlefield, because there's no point in carrying on within that energy. So okay, let's see. Now, at the heart of your reading we have the Nine of Wands and the Queen of Swords. Well, of course, the Queen of Swords is very much your energy, Gemini. It is not gender specific. Very much about the mind, thinking about the future, but thinking deeply, with clarity and thought. Not allowing your emotional centre to dictate the way you're thinking. It's just thinking very clearly and logically about this situation. I'm just drawn to the flags here. It's perhaps trying to identify, you know, which flags are flying. Try to identify the red flag, perhaps. Now, that's a clarifier for the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is very much about this has been a difficult period over time. You've won. There's been a lot of battles, conflict, and many of them you have won. But there's a final hurdle, a final battle to be fought. There's a final hurdle. There's something left that you're standing firm with, but you're giving a lot of thought to it. I mean, and that could be something to do with this Five of Swords energy. You know, do you carry on or do you leave this battlefield now, or is this where the Nine of Wands is heading? But let's see. I'll just put that back to the centre. Alright, and then of course the first card we had out was it's time to take action. Something is constricting you, keeping you tied back. Now what's on your mind? Well, we've got the Ten of Coins and Temperance. So the Ten of Coins is very much about just having to go a little bit further. Go a little bit further before you can go through this archway where there's real abundance. For the family, real abundance there waiting for you. Just got to go a little bit further, and this is what you're thinking about. And of course then Temperance, this is about balance, achieving balance or having balance between different energies, having patience as well, and moderation in all areas. So there's a need for the Temperance energy, balance, moderation, patience, at the same time as thinking about going a bit further to achieve this this abundance that's waiting for you. So that's what's on your mind at the moment, Gemini, for some of you. Okay, so at the root of this we've got the Tower and we have the Nine of Wands again. So the Nine of Wands is there at the centre of your reading, that you're giving a lot of deep thought to. You know, perhaps how to approach this final hurdle. Well, here it is again, but this time it's a clarifier for the Tower. This is already in place, this has already happened because it's at the root of the situation there. So there's been some form of a Tower moment to a greater or lesser degree, but when the bolt of lightning comes down from the universe, it raises a tower to the ground because the tower was already crumbling. It was already coming down. So there's been a tower situation, something, a revelation perhaps, or something that happened out of the blue that changed everything, that changed your perspective, that changed the situation, that perhaps brought a situation to an end perhaps for some of you. They clarify the Nine of Wands. So you've had to defend yourself, I feel, but you're not giving up. You're very clear about where you stand, and you're ready, perhaps, for that final situation, that final battle. So, past influence here. We have the Two of Swords and the Seven of Cups. And the Two of Swords, this is very much about a difficult situation, and I think we've seen that with most of the cards that have come out here. So a difficult, complex situation that perhaps a decision needs to be made, but it's a difficult decision to make, and it's difficult to even look at it because it's something you don't want to have to do. Now this is in the past, remember, a past influence, so this is an energy that's been around. And of course the Seven of Cups, this is about having choices and options, and that's where the Two of Swords comes in. So a decision to be made, a choice to be made, an option to choose. But it's a bit overwhelming, it's confusing which one to choose. Because the one that may seem attractive may not be the right one, as the red cup here is standing out. However, underneath the red cup is a snake. So, you know, it isn't as it seems. So these are the past influences, having options and choices and needing to make a decision, but clearly not making a decision. So this has been around for a little while, I feel. I'm just drawn to the card underneath this Five of Wands here that was underneath the deck, because I see it's temperance, and we've had this is what you're thinking about, trying to achieve some form of balance and moderation in a situation. Something's come to a standstill, and there's some form of a limited perspective on something. It's difficult because of the situation that's come to a bit of a standstill. And it's within this environment where there's lots of thinking and communication. Okay. All right. Right, let's see. Let's just have a look underneath the Five of Swords. Here, well, we have the Four of Swords. And this is having a rest, having a break from matters of the heart, to give your heart a rest. Something's been impacting too much on your heart, so having a break, having a rest from that. And it's to do with, this is the Ten of Pentacles again, which is what you were thinking about. And so it's to do with abundance, money situation within a family situation. So some sort of conflict here, having a rest from the heart, and it's within a family, to do with money and abundance within a family, I feel. And here's the Ten of Cups. Look at the happiness and joy within the family situation. And then the Three of Cups, you know, coming together with family, friends, and walking away from a situation, but heading towards your wish fulfillment there. Okay. Right, so it's time to take action. Feeling constricted and tied up. One final hurdle. There's still one final hurdle. There's been a tower moment, a revelation of some sort. And in the past, you've needed to make a decision, but it's very difficult to make the choice to decide which way to go, perhaps. Let's go forward. Going forward, we have the Four of Wands and the Death and Rebirth card. So the Four of Wands, this is the home, or it's an environment of some sort. Often it is the home environment or home work environment, but it doesn't have to be. But it's where there's lots of passion, energy, creativity. There has probably been a lot of success as well. But there's some form of an ending within this environment. Something that needs to end, ready for a rebirth, a time of rebirth, ready for the dark cloud to be cut away, so the troubles to be cut away, to allow the sunshine to come through. So a time of ending, but a time of rebirth. So it's a transformation energy within this home, or this home work environment, where there is lots of fire, passion and creativity. All right. I can get some more cards to do, but let's see what your guides are advising you here, Gemini. Well, we have the Three of Swords and the Ace of Swords. So that we've got a few sword energies that has come through. We had the Queen of Swords at the centre, the Two of Swords in the past. We had the Five of Swords, didn't we? The battlefields, the conflict, the competitive energy underneath the deck. And now, as advised to you, is the Three of Swords and the Ace of Swords. So, the Three of Swords, this is heart pain, heartbreak. Because underneath the Five of Swords, we had the Four of Swords, didn't we? So, which is about needing to have a break from matters to do with the heart, what's meaningful for your heart, or what's been impacting on your heart. So whatever this Five of Swords, this competitive energy is, that's caused a rift in a situation, then here it is the Three of Swords. So it's heartbreak, heart pain. It could be betrayal for some of you, Gemini. There could be an element of betrayal here, or feeling betrayed. But this is what you're giving some deep thought to, all right? As the Queen of Swords, you're giving some deep thought, deep focused thought about this situation, how it can be resolved, how you can move it forward. You know, what is it you need to have a better understanding about for going forward. Okay, so, right. I don't feel this reading is about intimate relationships. I feel it's to do with relationship of a sort. I don't feel this is to do with intimate relationships. It could well be to do with a work situation, but it doesn't have to be. It could be a friendship situation. But you see, because of the Four of Wands going forward, this is very much an environment where there is creativity and passion, movement and change. There has been success, or there is success and achievement within this environment. But there's something that's going to come to an end, but it needs to allow the sun to come through. And it could be an end of a certain energy, a conflict coming to an end. So take it how what it means for you, Gemini. But something has to come to an end, to transform, ready for a rebirth within this environment. Because there's lots of conflict and disagreement energy here. There's battles, there's standing your ground, and that's come out twice. There's been a Tower moment. It will mean something different for all of you, Gemini, but I'm going to get some more information now. I mean, somebody's feeling very restricted and constricted, tied up, almost like they're on an altar, but can't move. So let's see, could we have more information, please, for Gemini to do with the Four of Wands and the Death and Rebirth card going forward in the near future? More information, please, for Gemini concerning the Four of Wands and the Death and Rebirth card. More information, please. So connected to the Four of Wands, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and this is a real abundance, and almost this is a new abundant opportunity, bringing possibly wealth or a gift or inheritance of some sort, but money on the way, abundance on the way. And I know that's what you were thinking about, weren't you? Connected to temperance. So okay. And then connected to the death and rebirth, we have the Princess of Cups. And this is very much a romanticized energy. Somebody that's smelling the flowers, the blossom, rose-coloured tinted glasses. It's that sort of an energy. Seeing only what she wants to see, thinking only what she wants to think. So romanticizing a situation. And I feel that is going to come to an end. That is what's going to come to an end. The energy of romanticizing a situation. It needs to, it has to. So that's got to be removed, ready for clarity to come shining through. Clarity of understanding and reason to come shining through. Right, I'm going to get more information for you, Gemini, about the Three of Swords and the Ace of Swords. So could we have more information about the Three of Swords and the Ace of Swords, please? In the position of extra advice. So Three of Swords and the Ace of Swords, please. More information. That's interesting, Gemini. So connected to the Three of Swords, we have the Ten of Swords. And the tens in tarot are generally about completion. And the Ten of Swords here, as you can see, there's been a lot of pain and hurt here. Feeling like you've had swords in your back, perhaps, for some of you. But it's very difficult. But when the Ten of Swords comes forward, the swords are starting to lift now. The swords are starting to lift. Light is being shed on this situation that needs to end, or that is ending. You see the woman by the graveside. She's grieving at a loss, a death of something, but it's something that needed to end, so the swords can lift. So some form of release and relief can take place. And then connected to the Ace of Swords here, we have the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands, as you can see, it's the number 5 again. So we've had the number 5 that's come out a few times here. But the Five of Wands, this is that competitive energy. Now then, where is it? Oh yes, of course. Here it is. So we saw it at the bottom of the deck, didn't we? Conflict, disagreements, arguments, competitive energy. And of course we've had the Five of Swords, which is very much an ego-driven competitive energy, and somebody needing to leave that battlefield now, because it's just too difficult, too painful. And here's the Five of Swords again. So we can see the two men arm wrestling, trying to win, somebody needing to win, to be victorious there. And there's others around giving their points of view, if you like. So this real competitive energy. And this is what you are giving some deep thought to. Some deep thought to this energy, Gemini. Okay, so that's all connected to this heartbreak, heart pain. So this competitive energy, these difficulties have really impacted on your heart, whoever this is for. But the swords are going to start to lift now. So an ending to that is coming, or certainly needs to come, because we've got the death and rebirth card going forward, haven't we? And we've got to take the rose-coloured glasses off, Gemini. Because they're not serving you. going forward. And so it's time to take action. So I'm just going to get 2 final messages, Gemini, for you. 2 final messages for Gemini for this reading, please. 2 final messages concerning this reading, please. 2 final messages. And as I was saying, I feel this is something to do with a situation between people or 2 people, rather than a relationship or an intimate relationship. It could be to do with work, but it doesn't have to be. There's certainly a situation, and for whoever this is for, I'm sure you'll have an understanding about that, Gemini. So let's see what the final 2 messages are. Right, so we have answering the call, the time is now, and here that sort of doubles up on the new moon in Aries. It's time to take action. So okay, the time is now, so it's time to walk through that archway now. Answering the call. Okay, so something is calling you, Gemini. Something you know, action you need to take to go through this archway where things are much, much better, a lot greener and more abundant for you. Okay, and then reaching your destination. So here you go, you're going to reach your destination. Your light is shining brightly. Beautiful. The castle in the clouds there, the sunshine being lit, you're being guided. There's a butterfly of transformation. Beautiful, and you've got support all around you. All right, Gemini, whoever this was for, I hope it's given you a little bit of clarity and understanding on your situation. But anyway, good luck going forward, and I do hope you can join me again in the future. Bye bye for now.